If you don't believe in conspiracy, then you shouldn't be looking at the Underground Railroad. The New World Order. Auction and Negro sales. $100. 40 years of Negro men Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Moon posting a flag and playing golf. There are three truths: the dreadful bitter truth, your truth, and the Clifton Bradley Underground Railroad's truth. We as the media, mission, and duty is to make you aware of what's happening in our city, community.
All aboard, come on up Clifton, and beat the drums.
Bam. Reaching the words, Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. I mention both Jesus and Muhammad's names. Peace be upon them both. They were both messengers of truth and reality. You're looking at the Underground Railroad. I want to say hi to people in America, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, the UK, and Central America. Because, I know we're being seen, but first I want to, pay homage to some people that meant a lot to me that are gone. They were giants down in Cannes Television, and they disseminate information all over the world. Brother Boyse Edwards, he will be missed. Brother Leon Lovin, and Jose Z. Salazar, he was my technical director for like about 15 years. He's like my right hand. Yeah, and they're gonna be missing, but I hope that there's something that I said that influenced them to come to Islam. Something that I said. That's all I can really say. And they're gonna be missed. They're gonna put their pictures up. But today we're gonna talk about the era of Donald Trump and Obama and the New World Order. My co-host is not here right now. He's on assignment, and I'm gonna have my guests introduce themselves, and you know what, I'm gonna start from my right. I think I got it right.
Thank you, Cliff.
Okay, brother.
My name is
Assalamu
Calvin
alaikum.
Muhammad. Alaikum salam. My name is Calvin A. Muhammad. I'm a CAN TV producer here at CAN TV, and the name of my show is To Your Mental Health.
Mm-hmm. And what time you come on, or what day?
Well, basically, I'm on a couple of times a month.
Okay.
You can view me mostly in the evening after 6. Just go into cantv.org, and there's a schedule there. And if you see To Your Mental Health, that's my show.
Damn, I got to really watch your show. All this madness. Go ahead. This is my leader, the Flame Sesame Society, and you know he's my brother. And we do something, but I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
I'm Brother Salim Abdul Khalid. I'm an author and a lecturer. And I would like to say, without education and information, there can be no inspiration or motivation.
That's what he tells us, man. I'm a Karen Card member of the Flaming Crescent Society. Go ahead, brother.
My name is Theodore Boone, and I'm a writer, and I'm basically a student of life, just trying to learn and garner all the information that I can to pass on and help others.
Okay, you know what, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. This is going to be a 2-part show. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming down and even want to participate, because there's other things y'all could have been doing, and I appreciate that. And my audience, little or big, they appreciate it too. And I want to ask you, there's some things that are going on. Man, Donald Trump won the election, but I'm really not going to start at Donald Trump. I'm going to get to that. And there's a lot of people. First of all, I want to tell the people, if you don't believe in conspiracies, like the Tuskegee experiment and all those things, you really shouldn't be, and other like JFK, you really shouldn't be watching this show. You really should do something else with your time. You want to watch Dancing with the Stars or the Bulls, you should not be wasting your time if you don't have a free mind. That's what I'm gonna start telling people about this show. But if you want to expand your mind and get knowledge, these shows right here, these are shows you should be looking at. You have never heard nobody say you should not be watching if you don't want to expand your mind. and I mean that. But I want to ask, you know, about the Illuminati. Who is the Illuminati? Did they have any control over the election between Clinton and Donald Trump? Do they control things? Start, Mr. Muhammad.
Well, I just think that it is what it is, you know, and I just believe that it has to be dealt with the way it is. As a matter of fact, I was listening to the radio Saturday, and someone said that there's a plan that Mr. Trump has, and everybody should look at it. And I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to take a look at it and see what it's all about.
Okay. Who is the Illuminati, man? What? Is this real? You know, people say conspiracy theories, man. They don't believe in it. Who are they? Why do they want to control?
Well, you know what, Brother Clifton, about 30 years ago, I was informed about a book entitled The Protocols.
Yeah, the Elders of Zion, right?
Yeah, The Protocols. I was put up on this book by some brothers that I met out on the street corner. And they said some things that I found to be, you know, incredible at first. But when I finally got a copy of the book and started reading the book, everything that I read in that publication fit in with what's happening in the world today. Now, people say that that book is fake, it's forged, it's a hoax, et cetera, but I would encourage our listening and viewing audience to get a copy of that book and read it for themselves, because it says that there are at least 300 men who control the fate of the American and European continent, and they are the ones that decide to elect or select, pardon me, the President of the United States. It also mentions, you know, that they control the public school system, you know, what type of information reach our youth.
Okay.
It talks about how they use alcohol and drugs in order to dumb down the populace, and how not a single announcement on television will reach the public without their control. So I find that to be very, very interesting.
There's somebody sitting in the audience, sir, that's saying, oh man, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Can you give them some other evidence? They're saying, damn, they don't know what they're talking about. Can you give them some more other evidence?
Well, you know what, I'm not familiar, and I haven't done a lot of studying on the Illuminati per se, but as a layman, I know that we would do good to study and research things that are going on around us, because right now, you know, you just spoke of the elections and things like that. I don't follow it too much, but I know that it's not circumstance what goes on.
Okay, she's gonna put some pictures, and them pictures are gonna cue me to go to the next subject matter. I'm doing like Donald Trump and I'm doing like Clinton. I'm gonna pay attention to my monitor. Okay? And I would like to ask each one of you, you know what, Donald Trump and Hillary, both of them were flawed. Okay? The election took place. Who do y'all think was the best of the worst? Not the worst of the best. He's the president of the United States. I mean, the United States of America.
Well, you know, I was thinking, the way it looked, the media had basically two people out there. But when you go to vote, there were like 5 people, 5 different choices you could have made, 4 or 5, you know. And so your right to vote is something that we all should exercise. So I would say, you know, first things first, just go to the polls and vote, and then you can make a decision right there.
But see, let me ask y'all something, but if the Illuminati and the Skull and Bones and all these people are making the decisions over the masses of the people that are dumbed down, aren't they controlled by the same people? I'm asking everybody.
Let me interject on this. You know, one of the things that I've gotten tired of over the last 50 years or so is this two things. I'm tired of people coming at me with this vote for the lesser of two evils. Because if I vote for the lesser of two evils, then I'm voting for a person that comes from the second level of hell. Okay? Another thing that I get tired of hearing people say is that our ancestors died for the right to vote. I would like to correct that. Our ancestors didn't die just for the right to vote. They died for freedom, justice, and equality. And I'm saying, camelbacking off what Brother Malcolm would say if he was here alive in 2016, that if the vote no longer serves that purpose, then we have to find other means in order to achieve freedom, justice, and equality.
Okay.
As far as this election is concerned, I feel that neither Trump nor Hillary is what we as a race, a collective race of black people need in order to get that freedom, justice, and equality.
I got to come back to Brother Muhammad. You said we should exercise our right to vote. But if we know that the Skull and Bones and Illuminati control both of these politicians at the same time, whether the Democrats win or the Republicans win, they're controlled by the same people, what difference does it make? Can you explain it to me?
Well, I would, if you're trying to explain this to a young person or a person that has never voted, you got to start with them somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So you want them to exercise their right.
But you agree they're controlled by the same people, though, right?
Well, there's probably control at every different situation that you might look at, but you have to start where you're at, and you have to exercise your right that you have.
So basically,
and so you don't worry about control. You just go ahead and do the next best thing that you're supposed to do, and that's to exercise that right, whatever right it might be. Because if you don't, you'll never know what it's like.
Even though they're controlled by the elite, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, I'll ask you. If they are controlled by the elite, there's a revolution that takes place every year, okay? If a Democrat wins, the Republicans win. If the Republicans win, but there's a hierarchy. What difference does it make if you do vote? Because the same people are going to be in control anyway. I'm asking to do diabolical things. I'm asking.
Well, at the point of the presidency, at the point of that election, is basically showtime, and what I encourage people to do, especially younger people, is to when you want to enter the realm of being a voter, find out the people who are close to you in your proximity, like your alderman, your state representative, even your precinct captains, the people that you can touch, the people that you can get on the phone and call, or the people that you can drive by their office.
Are you saying they're not under control by outside forces? Are
well,
you saying
well,
that
they're
not under control by individuals that, in other words, if I give a $10 campaign contribution and somebody gives a $10,000 campaign contribution, who's going to have more influence?
Well,
in your opinion,
if I have your phone number and I can go by your office, and me and the people on my block can select you, can choose you, and explain to you, listen, man, we're going to send you down to City Hall to advocate for us. And you're going to have X amount of time to do that. And if you don't do that in X amount of time, you're not going to have the job. Now, if I can do that, and I can do that forcefully, and I have a group of people that are serious minded, and they all do that collectively, then you can be functional.
Well, has it been known for politicians to do things for the elite and then do something for the people of the masses around re-election time to make it seem like they really give a damn? I'm asking all of y'all.
Well, let me say this here. Let me say this here. I can kind of lean somewhat toward what Brother Theodore is saying, because in Malcolm's book, By Any Means Necessary, which is the book I refer to as his political Bible, he did say that, what he did say, he didn't tell us not to vote. What he said was, only vote when you have sufficiently determined that the politician that you're voting for has the sincere interest of the black community. And I would encourage everybody that's concerned with our present political and social state here in America to go out and get a copy of that book, By Any Means Necessary, by Brother Malcolm.
Yes,
but too often, we're dealing with politicians year after year, election after election, who continuously make promises to the masses of the people, and then after the election is over, you know, not only they don't fulfill their promises, but they disappear totally into the next election time.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Y'all heard that, right? You know, so I'm gonna go to Obama, and no, that's not my phone. But you know what Obama just met? First of all, who is Donald Trump? Is he a racist? Okay, why didn't he denounce the Ku Klux Klan white supremacists when they endorsed him? Who is he? Who is he?
He's a racist. Trump is a racist, and Trump also has some other things in his background that has not been brought to the forefront by the news media, because the news media and Trump and everybody else that's connected with Trump is all linked together. In order to, you know, in the interest of nobody but Trump. You understand what? Trump, when he got started in the gambling business, I dug up some information that showed that he had ties to the syndicate, in other words, the mafia. When he started his gambling casinos in Atlantic City and which I believe is in New Jersey. Is that correct?
I think
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
And those gambling enterprises also had illegal ties to the CIA and different other organizations such as the Israeli Mossad, and they were both carrying on covert activities around the world.
He doesn't want to make America great again. He just wants to line his pockets.
Donald, in my opinion, based on what I've seen of Donald Trump is a selfish, self-centered individual that's only out there for the interests of Trump financially.
What's your opinion of Donald Trump? President of the United States of America.
You know, he said a lot of things.
We're going to build a wall.
Said a lot of things, but I'm going back to what I heard Saturday. Somebody said that he has a plan for people. You know, and I want to look at this plan, and if enough numbers get behind this plan, maybe something might come out of it. You never know, because I've never heard of us really having a plan and taking it to anybody. So let's take a plan to somebody and push it and see what happens.
Let me say,
you know?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
And I know you can make your mouth say anything, but with numbers, you never know.
But we're gonna build a wall to make America great again.
Okay. You know, when Obama came in office, he came in on what was it? Yes, we can. Trump comes in on a different slogan. We're going to make America greater again. You know, these politicians, one right after another, decade after decade, you know, they always come up with slogans.
Can we get a picture of great Donald Trump?
the masses of the people captured and brainwashed. Yeah. This cat is not going to do anything he's not going to do anything any different
he's not
from
make
any
America
other
great
previous racist president, and we had a whole bunch of. He's not going to do anything any different from these cats.
What's your opinion, sir?
Brother, I don't. You know what? I don't even have my opinion of my opinion of Donald Trump. I got one thing out of what Donald Trump did, and the jury is out if it was some subterfuge and everything. But here's a guy that has never held a political position, and he really made the Republican, those 12 or 13 guys in the primary, he made them look silly.
Well, why isn't it? Why isn't it? Why is there a possibility? Black people used to belong to the Republican Party.
Well,
is there a possibility you could say, damn, you know what? I'm going to try to re-galvanize. I'm going to try to be more inclusive in the Republican Party and bring people back to the Republican Party. Is there a possibility?
Brother Cliff, here's where that possibility lies. We have some representatives that represent us and are supposed to advocate for us. Okay, now on the federal level, we have the Congress, we have senators and things like that. So now all of the black elected officials, what their job was to do during this election, during the primary, was to go to whoever's running and say, listen, my constituency needs and wants this.
Yes, sir.
Can you do this? You see what I'm saying? Regardless if they were Democratic or Republican. So I'm saying my representation, I would have liked for them to say, well, you know what? I spoke with Hillary and I spoke with Trump, and this is the one that said they can do what I think that we need, and that's who you should you should go for.
I would like to ask each one of y'all, if I went to Canada without having a passport, perk card or whatever, they would turn me back. Would they not turn me back?
Hello.
I'm asking, would they turn me? They would turn
Probably.
me back. If I went to Europe and I did not have a passport, they would not let me get on that plane. And if I made it there, they would arrest me.
Because
is he wrong? Is he wrong for saying, what, people that got in here illegally there should be some repercussions for that answering back.
He's not wrong at all.
I can't go to Canada without no car. I can't go to Europe without no car.
He's not wrong
They're
at
gonna
all.
send me back and send me to jail. I'm gonna start here. And
Well, if that's true, it's been going on so long, ain't nobody going nowhere.
I ain't asking. That. we know big corporations use them, but I'm saying right and wrong. If I try to go to Canada and I don't have a passport, they're not going to let me get in. And if I do get there, it's going to be repercussions. Do you?
Oh, well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But are the rules the same here as in Canada? You have to ask yourself.
You cannot go across Canada unless you got
Right.
a little card. So is that wrong what he's doing?
Well, are we supposed to, do we have a pass that everybody's supposed to show before they come into the state?
So it's wrong.
I'm just asking.
Okay. So
I'm just asking.
But you're saying, but I can go. Okay, I can go to Canada.
Well, we know about Canada.
Okay.
That's established.
Let me ask Brother Salim. If I try to cross these borders and go to a different country without no passport, they would not allow me. Is it wrong to hold somebody that snuck into the United States of America with some type of punishment that came here illegally? If those are the rules.
Well, that's a question that I look at from a historical perspective, because
if we're going
to go by that standard, then we have to take into account that we have a country run by a bunch of thieves right now. You see, after all, when white folks came over here, they didn't come over here on the invitation of the Indians. And as far as I'm concerned, we're living on stolen property right now. Since when are we living under a legitimate government? If a thief decides to break in your house tonight and decides that he's going to eat up your food, take over your television, totally dominate your residence, since when does that thief ever become a legitimate resident of your home?
I agree. But if I try to go to Europe, do you believe that they will not let me get to Europe without a passport? Do you believe that?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. But again, I'm looking at everything from a historical perspective, how through racism, white supremacy, Europeans and white Americans have gone all around the planet, dominating and stealing people's land, and then have the nerve to call it a legitimate government.
Okay, we got 3 minutes yet left, and you know what I want to say. Assalamu alaikum. I always give my guests the opportunity a minute to say. There's something they want to say that I didn't ask them. So I'm going to start off, Brother Muhammad.
Well, I'd like to thank you, first of all, Cliff. You do have a very provocative show. No problem about that. You are only asking questions that everybody's been thinking about, talking about anyway. They just haven't been on television doing it, but they've been asking and answering the same questions and a lot of people are just really confused. You know, so maybe this show will help to unconfuse them just a little bit. But I think there's going to be many more questions to be asked about what just happened, and we're going to have to look at it, and we're going to have to see if we can see anything that we can capitalize on.
And catch his show.
Oh, To Your Mental Health. I'm on a couple of times a month. No specific time, but usually in the evening. And we talk about mental issues and we talk about solutions.
Okay, Brother Salim.
Well, I would like to close out by saying I think that the black community, in the light of the Trump election, they need to get over it, realize it's not the end of the world, and that we have we're duty bound and have a responsibility to come together, unite our forces together, put down the differences, pool our resources, and work together to make a better nation for our own selves.
Okay, we got 1 minute left. So this might be something you want to say.
I just want to say thank you, Brother Cliff, for inviting me to be a part of this right here, to be around some people that I respect and have learned a lot of things from. I just think that, like Brother Salim said, we had to start where we are and start taking care of ourselves, and then elections on that level won't mean that much to us.
That's right.
Okay, I want to say, assalamu alaikum to everybody, and to the Muslims that have helped me in my endeavor. Thank you for the Muslims that haven't helped me. You know what? Y'all not even real. Y'all don't mean nothing to my world whatsoever. And I'm gonna do a show about that. Me and Brother Salim. Hypocrites. Assalamu alaikum.
If you don't believe in conspiracy, then you shouldn't be looking at the Underground Railroad. The New World Order. Auction and Negro sales. $100. 40 years of Negro Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Moon posting a flag and playing golf. There are 3 truths: the dreadful bitter truth, your truth, and the Clifton Broadley Underground Railroad's truth. We as the media, mission, and duty is to make you aware of what's happening in our city, community.
All aboard, come on up Clifton, and beat the drums.